going on today, fam? So it is late at night, like it's damn near 11 o'clock going on, I don't know, whatever time, but it's late. All right, I got work in the morning. But what we're about to do is go ahead and get some brakes installed on my Lexus Gx470. If y'all haven't been following my budget Lexus Gx470 build, I got this thing for super cheap. Hold on, man, look like my lens is dirty. Is my lens dirty? Sheesh. Hold on. Hopefully that helped a little bit with the clarity, a little bit overexposed. But yeah, I got this Lexus GX470 for mad cheap. I only paid $4,500, which is like half the price of what these regularly cost, but it did have some problems, so I'm addressing those now. And today we are addressing those things, the brakes. So we are going to be installing our Detroit axle, just OEM size brakes, nothing special, right? I'm not sure what it is about these brakes, but they're pretty expensive, right? So like one rotor was like $70 up on Amazon, but I got the Detroit axle ones and got them both for like 80 bucks. So I'm gonna have these linked to the description. And then for pads, we are running these Bosch ceramic pads. You see the part number. Part number is right here. So if you got a 4runner, Sequoia, Tundra, whatever, they use these calipers because Toyota and Lexus literally use them for everything. Then these are some of the brakes that you could possibly use for your own. So I'm actually going to have these linked into the description also. So let's get into it. All right, so first thing you have to do to remove your brakes is you have to remove, oh no, it's a 12. Is you have to remove this little, it's like a brake line holding bracket right here. It's a 12mm bracket, so you just gotta remove that right quick. So I'll grab that bad boy off and it will be off to the right. I got this little bracket off right here, so now I'm going to turn my attention to pulling out the old pads. Pretty easy, right? This is like the easiest design ever, and if I didn't have to do rotors, like this would be like 15-minute job max. But you got these two pins that hold in your actual brake pads right here, so you have to remove those two pins, but there's a little clip that holds it right here, so you just got to pull out that clip. All right, and then you'll actually be able to push this pin out right there. So you might have to wiggle it, you might have to lose your pliers to get it out, but it'll come out. Shouldn't be in there unless it's seized. All right, but just make sure you don't just make sure that you don't lose these clips right here. So let me go and get the second one out. Ooh, one hand clip game is strong. All right, and now you're gonna have like this little spring right here that's gonna like keep your pads like kind of pushed out to the outside. So you just want to squeeze. Well, actually, you take your pliers again and just pull it out of the hole like that. All right, so got that bad boy out. Now we can just go ahead and pull out our actual pads. These might be a little hard to get out, but I just used the hose and I kind of leveraged my pliers against the pad plates. Oh. Bam. Alright, so got one pad out there. As you can see, this one was pretty worn and it was time to replace it. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. Yeah, it was time to replace that bad boy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other pad played out, then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so next, there's two 17mm bolts that's holding on our actual caliper. Hopefully y'all can see that. Focus on me. There's one right here, then there's one right here. So one on the bottom. God, it's kind of hard to see. Bad area. One right there, and then one right there. So those are 17 mil. You're probably gonna need like a breaker bar or something of some sort. You know, that's what I'm using, just because they're torqued on there pretty tight. So I'll go ahead and get those off, then we can get our caliper off. We can put that up out of the way, and we change out our rotors right quick. I got one bolt still in, but it's loose, it's barely holding the caliper. And just because I do that, because I don't want to let this hang, and I really don't feel like going to grab a hanger to hold it up out of the way. So what I want to do is, I'm gonna clean off our new brake rotor with a little bit of brake clean, right? Because these brake rotors are coated in like an oil type residue to keep them from rusting, you know, just when they're sitting on the shelf. So you're supposed to just put some brake cleanup on it and just clean it off on both sides of it prior to installing it. But honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal, man. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's just like until your brake rotors like clean off that film, you know, like your braking performance will be just decrease a little bit. But is it life or death? I don't think so. But I still do it. But I'll have some brake cleaner. Well, this is some O'Reilly's. It's like $2.99, so not super expensive. But yeah, so next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the bolt out of this caliper, and then I'm gonna hurry up and take off the old one, and then I'm gonna put on the new rotor right quick. Then we'll work on getting everything back together. Well, not exactly, because we gotta spread our pistons, and I got a special tool for that. Where's my special tool at? Oh, right here. I almost forgot to mention the caliper spreading tool, right? So this is just to push in those pistons, right? The 4 pistons in, so that way you can seat your new pads in, all right? Because your new pads are gonna be thicker than your old ones, right? So your pistons would be out a bit more to compensate for that lack of thickness that's there. So also gotta do that, but I'm gonna knock all this stuff out right quick and we'll get back to it. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to show this, but you take the brake spreader, hold on, so this works off friction, and now it's gonna push in our pistons. This is so hard. I'm trying to hold the caliper up with my knee to show y'all. I got the camera propped up against me, so if this is a bad view, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. All right, so now we can see. Well, this is so hot. But now you can see that our pistons are pushed pretty much flush back with the caliper itself. So now we're good to mount this and we're good to slide back in our new brake pad. So I'm gonna knock that out right quick and then we continue on. All right, so peep this. Got the caliper back bolted up, got the 17mm mounting bolts to the caliper back all in, rotors on. So now we need to put in our new pad. So pretty simple, right? So one of your pads is gonna have this little metal piece, right? That's just the wear indicator, but that's gonna go on the back side facing up. At least it was up on the brakes that I pulled off. All right, so now we just gotta get that in there. All right, so got one up in there. Now what we're gonna do, take the other one that's not gonna have that wear indicator and put it in. So you might have some trouble getting it in, and if you do, alright, so almost got it in. Let me see. Oh, got one hand. Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. Just tap those bad boys in. Bam, right there. So now we're good to put back in our pins and our spring that holds it there. You might have some trouble with the alignment. It's no big deal. You can use your pliers to bring it wherever you needed to bring it. But yeah, oh man. So now just gotta work to get these through. So once I get this all put back together, then I'll be right back. Bam, everything is together, came out phenomenally. New front rotors and new pads. I'm sure it's gonna feel phenomenal. Just coming from the worn out pads and rotors that was just up on this vehicle when I got it. But thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe because it matters on YouTube. Help a brother out, right? Also, and if you need any of this stuff, I will have it linked in the description for you. You know, so the rotors, the pads, all that stuff, right, for your own vehicle. So take it easy. I'm out. All right, so I just wanted to recap this whole brake job because there was a few things I learned just about those like Toyota 4-piston brakes, just in general. So for one, obviously, right, so the Tacoma uses them, the Tundras uses them, the 4runners uses them. Like there's a bunch of different vehicles that use these brakes. One thing I didn't know is that just doing my research that It's very common for the front calipers to seize up. So a lot of times people will go to replace their front calipers when they do their brake jobs also. But it's kind of agreed upon that the 5th gen of 4runner calipers are the best calipers to use if you do need to replace your existing calipers. So if you do go to replace your calipers, you should get calipers for like a 2016. Jesus Christ, this storm is storming outside. But you should get calipers for like from a 2016 Toyota 4runner, which is what I did. I didn't do it in the video. So one of the things I did, dumb mistake on my part, right? I bent the brake duct. So when I bent the brake duct, when I put everything back together, went for a test drive, there was a terrible metallic, like metal kind of grinding sound. And I thought that my calipers had seized. So then I went to go to upgrade my calipers, but then it turned out that after I upgraded calipers, it was still the sound. But then I looked at the forms, it was like, oh, so sometimes your brake duct will bend, you know, and it might cause friction. And I didn't even think about it. It had completely evaded my mind. But sure enough, that was an issue. I rose up the car on jacks and I put it in gear and I still heard it. But I was able to see like where it was making contact at. So just be careful when you're doing this brake job, not to bend your brake ducts. And you may need to buy new calipers. But if you do, then you should upgrade to the 5th gen, like Toyota 4runners. The Gx470s also use them also. So I will have a link to the left and right caliper so you guys can buy them on Amazon if you do need to order a set of calipers also. But all in all, pretty easy brake job as long as you have the right tools for the job. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, make sure to leave them below, or if you have any advice for anybody else doing this install, make sure, you know, just to add your little 2 cents. But take it easy. I'm out.